Hello, groovy people of Skyblock. Have you ever thought about, man, I really wish I could fish some more? Well, look no further. This here is a video talking about and explaining the Jukebone. This is a new sea creature that actually makes lightbait useful. It adds a new accessory and some accessory upgrades, which I know you folks love. This also makes getting music discs from places actually worthwhile. This video will be split into 3 major parts, and if watching on YouTube, there will be segments to skip if you don't care about certain segments. Please keep in mind that all player head textures that you see in this video are not actually what they're planning to be. They're just placeholders. May I introduce to you the Jukebone. This skeletal sea creature is a new guy you can fish up from anywhere, of which will have a few unique drops. But also a new soundtrack. Depending on where he's fished up from, he'll play different music to fit the island, meaning if you fish him up from water in the hub, he'll sound different than from lava in the dwarven mines. All you gotta do is cast your rod into water or lava, be using light bait, and you've got him! He'll drop these things called mutated musical notes, of which can be used to upgrade talismans such as the Tiny Dancer, craft the weird trombone, make pet upgrades, and a reforged stone, or even upgrade stereo pants. In addition to the above, you can also drop a special item called the Strange Jukebox. This jukebox collects your music discs and grant bonuses depending on how many unique ones you've collected. This thing is also rift transferable, but I'll talk about that later. Alongside our instrumental skeleton, there's a whole slew of new items and mechanics to mess around with. I introduce you to the trombone. Think of a lesser version of Jingle Bells, but it ignores the intimidation talisman and only works on one mob at a time. But don't worry, that's not all it does. If you upgrade it, you can make the weird trombone. This tool is an alternative to the weird tuba that may even be more desirable in certain situations. It can then be upgraded after into the weirder trombone to become even stronger. The weird trombone focuses on other stats rather than just damage, being attack speed and regeneration. In cases like Void Glooms, it may be that a little bit of extra attack speed instead of strength is exactly what bridges the gap between life and death. But be warned, players can only be affected by one instrument at a time. Another new item is the Wicked Hook. Ever since the bio update over a year ago already, there hasn't been a whole lot of options for rod parts, and I feel like some different options would go a long way. It's fairly straightforward. All event sea creatures, things like snowmen, werewolves, and sharks, now have a 20% higher chance to be caught, but you also catch fish 5% faster, as if you had a level 1 quick bite enchant already applied. And it stacks. The Abnormal Symphony is a new reforged stone that is designed for treasure fishing. It grants additional fishing speed as well as additional treasure chance. On the flip side, it also doubles the chance for specifically rare and epic sea creatures, so you can catch more Jukebones. The Tiny Dancer can now be upgraded into the very fast Tiny Dancer. This allows Jukebones to drop 1 additional mutated musical note. There's also 2 new pet upgrade stones, one for the rock pet called the Super Awesome Rock Album, and one for the dolphin which is called Saltwater Drumsticks. When upgraded to Mythic, the rock pet gains up to 210 Dwarven Metal Fortune. When upgraded to Mythic, the dolphin pet gains a new perk called Center of the Band, which bolsters players around you in various fishing stats. Stereo Pants now have a new ability in addition to their previous ability, being that they increase the chance to catch a Jukebone by 25%. Since Stereo Pants aren't too awesome stat-wise, you can now also upgrade them into Disco Trousers. These have a higher treasure chance and new abilities. The Disco Trousers instead allow you to fish up Jukebones 50% more often and grant a 5% chance to fish up an island's music disc from great catches, which, hey, wait a second, music discs? Yeah, music discs. Most music discs in the game, vanilla included, are kinda useless and don't actually provide anything, except to get put into your auto-deleter. Moving forward, music discs by default would have their sell price increased. They'll also be rift transferable, which I'll talk about again in a moment. Coming in alongside the Jukebone is music discs for every song in the game. ShinkoNet has done fantastic work for Hypixel, and their work should be collected and earned rather than being muted 15 minutes into joining Skyblock. Each of these music discs can be obtained by various means respective to their island. Journey in the Sky would become a rare drop from Arachne or Broodmother, and Block Jutsu would be unlocked when getting a green belt. There's also special discs that you'd have to do odd tasks for. Discs such as Rift, where you'd have to play certain keys on the ground piano in the Rift to obtain that one. Remember when I said music discs in the Strange Jukebox were Rift transferable like 4 times? This is why. When you transfer the strange jukebox to the Rift, it transforms into the completely normal jukebox, which functions similar to the overworld variant, except it provides Rift time instead. Certain music discs will also receive a pity or RNG meter. Going even deeper, the Crystal Hollows music track would be obtained from the nucleus, so it get included in the RNG meter, whereas Dead Mines would be a pity drop, as they drop from corpses in mine shafts. I hope my words make sense and that you, the people, like them. I've never done this sort of thing before, so I have no idea if this is good content, even in the slightest. If you'd like to see this in-game, either vote for me for Minister, or help me persuade Simon Hypixel, or the dev team, to add this to the game. If you liked what you saw here, there's more content that you can find within the description of this video. Down there, you'll be able to find information that's more in-depth than what you saw in this video, so there'll be things like stats and all sorts of other things. I want to keep this part a little bit more unscripted, so it's more just me talking. I would like to keep doing this more. So if you'd like to help support me, look at my Patreon and or my Discord. Those links will be down there as well. Thank you, and I would like to be able to keep doing these sorts of things.